Firstly, we believe that no economic problem which is in our power to resolve is graver or more urgent in Australia than the persistence of large budget deficits. And secondly, we believe that failure to bring fiscal balance to bring it to the centre of economic policy is strangling the effort to design and implement a more appropriate tax policy. So let me explain both, because they're both crucial to what we have written. Australia's deficit problem is particularly alarming because despite a quarter of a century of sustained economic expansion, we have had 8 years of deficit. And under current projections, we've still got another 4 years to go. Now, this is not normal. Now, despite promises from both major political parties to return to surplus, this is yet to eventuate. And on current forecasts, achieving sustained surpluses seems unlikely, and we'll talk a little bit about that as we go through these remarks. In fact, I think it's astonishing that we are on the cusp of an election campaign. You can feel that in the room. And there's so little focus on the deficit. Now, perhaps this is because people assume that it is going to be fixed by itself based on current forecasts. But our paper reminds us that successive governments have been extremely poor in meeting surplus forecasts, and that the numbers at the moment look no more plausible this time around. It also reminds us that forecast balance in 4 years' time is based on the political quicksand of a 20% increase in personal income tax collections in just the first 3 years, which history tells us will be impossible for our politicians to ignore over such a long period of time. Now, putting fiscal policy back to the centre also has the advantage that politicians do not need to play this game of demonising current programs or the citizens who happen to use them. I feel quite strongly about this, and I'm sure most people in the business community do at the moment as well. It is very hard to get consensus if you have to attack the current benefit and the bona fides of the beneficiaries in order to get change. It is much easier if you can argue that we have a limited amount of money to go around and there has to be some give and take in finding a solution. And that is effectively what strong fiscal policy delivers the ability to do.